Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Now today we're doing a multi media page. This is part one. I used clay first of all, air dry clay to make the bumps, and also I used skewer sticks, and I put the clay on top, use my fingers. Then I mix some paint, bronze, oranges, as you can see, some yellow and black ready mixed paint there. And so this is going to be a temple. Um, Now, as you know, I've been talking a bit, okay, what direction I want to take my channel. Well, I will be mentioning scripture a bit more because I want it to be promoting Christianity, but through well-being art, using the style of mixed media. And the reason I wanted the reason I want to mention more about scriptures that I'm seeing, because obviously a lot of people on social media now don't get me wrong, it has its good and it has its bad. But I want to, but I just feel because a lot of also younger generations are going on social media, I want to be positive and encouraging, sending ripples out. Because when you drop a stone in water, ripples, you see the ripples go out. So I want to bring that encouragement, positivity, but I want to bring it with truth as well. And also I want to try and make scripture, relevant to today, as I have my own relationship with God, as communication. I'm praying that he would guide, as I'm reading, studying the Bible, he will help me. How can I make it relevant of today? Because I do think, that is the problem, like with, for example, sometimes with Christianity, is that, people will be listening to it and they'll be thinking, well, how is that relevant of today? I think especially the younger generation. So this is the direction I've decided to take my channel. I hope I'd love you to come along the journey with me. But obviously, free will, so your choice. But it would be lovely, to share this all with you. So I've been reading Ezekiel. And basically Ezekiel was a prophet. God told him to act out certain things. So because basically the people had fallen away from God. Which again, that is relevant of today because, unfortunately Christianity, is on the decline. And this is the thing, people turning away and they're looking for other things, instead. But I did read a report, and a lot of the percentage people now do class themselves as non-religious. So that's another fact that I found out with my research. Now the thing is, God was trying to say, well, there is consequences. And the thing is, when they dedicated it to God at the beginning, God, God would always make sure that their, crops are healthy. He would always keep them fed. He would generally also help their well-being in general. He would, for example, if they came across problems, situations, they could go to the temple, which is here. They could go to the temple and they could pray to God and say, God, can you help me? The number of times I've done that, so that's the thing, they were worshiping him, and they built a relationship, like you do with your best friend or your parents. So they would go to this temple. Now the problem that was arising is that the people started to bring false idols in, false idols and of course those false idols encouraged bad things, such as, greed, power hungry, it encouraged all those negative things. And this is the thing, God through Ezekiel the prophet, God was trying to talk to his people and say, come back to me, come back, there is a consequence for this. And and this is the thing, and their crops were starting to go bad. And their well-being most likely was deteriorating. So this is what I mean. So we've still got well-being and mindfulness still linked in here. In this. So, and obviously the art. And the comparison of today is that we do, some of us, we do worship false idols. They may not look like a golden calf statue, but we're starting to worship other people. For example, some of us will worship pop stars, idolize them, film stars. And unfortunately, I've noticed there is a trade, even with some of our Christian leaders, of almost idolizing themselves, taking God out of the equation, and and saying how sort of powerful, how strong they are. And this is the thing. I mean, this is Christian leaders. We're meant to lead people, but with truth, and not put ourselves on the pedestal. I mean, it's like parliament, figures of parliament. I mean, because they are human, they do make mistakes. They're not perfect. None of us are perfect because we are human. And that's okay to make mistakes, but the biggest thing is, again, they're taking God out of the equation, because they think they can basically do better. Which was exactly what was happening in the time of Ezekiel. And I mean, it happens across the Bible. That's the thing. It doesn't just happen in Ezekiel. It happens, all across the Bible. People taking God, but then leaving God because, as I said, because they think they can, they don't need him, basically. They don't need God. Yeah, so that's basically the video today. Like I said, this is a part 1. I will put part 2 out on Thursday, because obviously I want to let all this dry. As I said, I want to add some fabric for the curtain, and things like that. So yeah, so I just want to say thank you for listening. God bless, and I shall see you part 2 Thursday. Bye.